like picking the leaves of something like oregano, kind of crushing it up, not just in for your food, but to brew it up into a tea. I mean, it's so delicious and so nutritious and so packed full of health benefits.
Hey, Inspire Tribe, my fellow freedom lovers. It's John Nolan here. Thank you so much for tuning in to another inspired conversation with our dear friend, founder of Barlow Herbal, Mrs. Jane Barlow. And we're going to talk about the secret world of herbs with someone who should really know about it. Jane, it's so good to see you.
Thank you. It's so good. It's so good to I could not resist. It's so good to see you too.
Double thumbs up gives away we might not be we might have been around a little longer than the young kids. They'd probably laugh at us, but here we are. Double
I thought
thumbs up, my friend.
I thought you were about to say we just are about to give away that we're aliens.
well well we got to leave something for the next episode, but uh yeah, spoiler alert, we're going to
Yeah.
talk about alien herbs next time. But for today, Jane, the secret world of herbs, and it's not even, this is not even like a title that isn't accurate. It's really accurate. So many people don't know what's all around us. And, then they hear about these exotic herbs that grow somewhere in high altitudes or special climate zones, and they can get to
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
And that's all wonderful. But today we want to talk about something that everyone can do where they are and what they can use to help them right where they are. What is one of your favorite herbs that you love to talk about?
Yeah, and I actually went through, looked at the comments from our last first episode, and a couple people mentioned oregano, and it's like, oh my gosh, let's talk about oregano because and some other herbs that have some similar properties because not only are they delicious and they flavor our foods, but oregano is one of those plants that everybody can grow no matter where you live. If you live in an apartment on the 19th floor in Manhattan, you can grow a pot on your balcony or in your kitchen window.
Did you
And
just say you can grow pod?
you can grow a pot and in a pot.
Folks,
You're Ireland.
if you are in an apartment building in Manhattan, 19th floor, you can grow pot.
Did I say that?
That's
Oh my
that's
gosh.
what I heard, anyways. But
You can
I think we're talking about oregano in a pot, right?
Oregano in a pot. You can grow it in a pot. It did sound like I said grow pot. Grow pot too, whatever.
Grow whatever makes you happy.
Grow whatever makes you happy. But to me, this is one of those plants that I don't know too many human beings who don't know about this plant because it, originally came from places in the Mediterranean, places in southern Italy. Now it grows everywhere, and you can grow it. You can grow it yourself, and I will tell you, there's nothing like picking the leaves of something like oregano, kind of crushing it up, not just in for your food, but to brew it up into a tea. I mean, it's so delicious and so nutritious and so packed full of health benefits that this is one of those plants that everybody should get to know and should make it part of their routine. Because here's what I think. When you have the different things that come at us as humans, whether it's a bacteria or a fungus or candida, or you just want to prevent things like cancer because things like oregano are really, really high in antioxidants. If you make this part of your daily routine, then I believe what happens is these things that kind of come at us as humans, they just stay at bay. They just aren't part of, if you maybe get a bacteria, like SIBO, the stomach bacteria, and you're taking oregano every day, it never really gets a chance to wreak havoc. So it's one of those things that not only tastes good, but provides massive health benefits just on the daily.
So, what's your favorite way to take it? Like, is it in tea or oil, or how do you prefer it?
Well, I like it a couple different ways because it's got so the power is in a couple of its really powerful oils, like the you can because people make an essential oil out of it. That's probably the most potent, and then they make oil of oregano, which is infusing either dried or fresh leaves and stems of oregano into an oil. Like like the way I like to do it, I don't make an essential oil of it, but I do make my own herb infused oil. So my favorite is extra virgin organic olive oil. And you can use a different oil like jojoba oil, sweet almond oil, even like fractionated coconut oil to infuse your herbs. But I love to put it into an oil and let it steep in, in a glass jar. I'm not like one of those people who puts things in little jars when I infuse them or make them into tinctures. I put them into gallons
I
because
know I'm the beneficiary here because Jane, you every now and then you send us a bottle of something amazing, and it's like a, it's like
yeah,
hell yeah.
it's kind of true. It's like, oh, I just started making red root tincture just for my family. Do you guys want some? And I send.
It's right over there. It's right.
Yeah,
Thank you for that, by the way.
yeah,
Thank
you're
you for that.
welcome. Yeah, it's like, if you were to see my herbal apothecary just at my house of all the things, the tinctures and the oils that I have, well, you have seen last year, you saw, but it's really, really fun to make your own medicines. Now, when you make an oil of oregano, it's going to be stronger than just oregano as a spice. So you can ingest it, but one of my favorite things to do with it is to put it into like a skin salve or put it in something you would use for wound healing. And yeah, so you can use it, if you have a wound or a skin rash or eczema or something that, your skin is kind of struggling with, you can use the oil of oregano, which is different than essential oil of oregano. You can use that topically, and you can also kind of put it on a salad, like the oil that you make.
Actually like that. I like that.
Yeah,
I mean, you probably would not only use that oil because it's very intense. You'd probably mix it a little bit with just olive oil. But how
yeah.
long do you leave the leaves in the oil, or do you just leave them there for good and never take them out?
No, what I do is I'll let it set in a sunny window for 2 to 3 weeks.
Two,
And
3 weeks.
when
Okay.
when you're doing oil, you're infusing herbs into oil. You don't need to shake them. In fact, I suggest not shaking them because you don't want air bubbles or oxygen to get in. In fact, when I fill up my jar with either fresh leaves or dry leaves, and then I'll pour the olive oil over it, and then I'll take a chopstick and I'll poke down into it so all the air bubbles come out, and then I'll put the lid on tight and I'll set it in a sunny window. And 2 to 3 weeks, and you don't need to shake it or disturb it. And then you filter it through I use like that muslin cloth, and I use one use only. And then I put it into like a squeeze bottle, and then I will actually keep it in my fridge. Unless I'm going to use it really quickly, but it makes the best olive oil flavored with or oregano that you can put on a salad or in a soup. You can squirt some into your red sauce if you're making spaghetti or whatever.
That's wonderful. And for the tea, obviously you would probably dry the leaves and then just make tea like with anything else, right?
Either way, fresh oregano tea is very good. And
Okay.
what I like to do is, like, this is the perfect time of year because we're middle of June when we're recording this. Out in my yard, I have thyme, I have basil, I have rosemary, I have oregano, I have all of these herbs, and I'll go clip off a little bit of each, and I'll put all the fresh herbs into a tea, and I'll steep them, and I'll just have fresh tea. So no, you don't have to dry them.
Okay. And
Yeah.
you having access to all the herbs and all the tinctures and you making them, when do you think of oregano? Like what condition or what is it that makes you think, "Oh, this oregano would help really well with this?"
Well, think about the different microbes that can come at us. And I'm talking even about things like parasites, because oregano has anti-parasitic properties. It's good for candida. It's good for bad bacteria. It's good for fungus. I've seen people take the essential oil of oregano. Now, you don't want to use it neat. If you use it neat and it's NEET, that means you can put it straight on your skin. But oregano essential oil is so strong, you want to add it to a carrier oil. So you can take a little bit of olive oil or coconut oil, put a couple of drops into some olive oil, and put it on like toenail or fingernail fungus. And I've seen it clear up that in people who've been dealing with fungus on their toenails or their fingernails that they've maybe dealt with for years. And oil of oregano will go after it. So to me, it's like, if you're dealing with a fungus or candida, like if you have a white tongue, that's a sign of an overgrowth of candida. And it's just yeast if you've been on antibiotics or you eat a lot of sugar or maybe your body's out of balance. Candida is a perfect place for, it's your body is a perfect environment for things like candida and parasites.
And when it comes to growing it, so we've grown oregano for many, many years, and it seems like, and it's almost like mint, like it's so easy. It doesn't it's hard to kill, but do you have any tips, or like if you do it in a pot maybe, or in a not outside, is there anything to pay attention to?
Well, so oregano loves to be in a sunny spot, and it is a perennial. And I would go for like a wild oregano species if you're gonna um, find some. It'll say wild oregano, and it doesn't like to be overwatered. So it needs a sunny place. It's very different than mint as far as the way it spreads.
Oh
So
yeah, no, but I mean it's so hard to kill. That's what I meant. Oregano is
oh, for sure. Yeah. So it's a little bit drought tolerant. But it likes when you water it, it likes to absorb the water, but then it likes to be left alone for a while to let the soil dry out before it gets water again. So you
kind of
don't
like
want
me.
to. It's kind of like you.
Then I like to be left alone again, just to be.
Once you've had enough to drink, but what we're talking about water because I know you don't drink alcohol, but
Yeah.
boy, you were on one today. You know what it was? It was that double thumbs up,
It
man.
was a double thumbs up. It just I have to. All I have to do is keep myself from thinking about the double. Yeah,
That was
this
perfect.
is. I don't know if anyone can follow along, but this is now a new insider thing. It's yeah. It means you're old. I don't know. I
No,
am.
it means that you're double awesome.
So I'm sorry. We're yeah. So easy to grow basically, but you want a sunny spot, not overwater it, leave it. Jane, you wrote such a beautiful book, and I always bring this up because it's one of my favorite books in the world. Be your own shaman, and what you just shared with us today about oregano is kind of what this whole book is about: is making herbs accessible to people. Uh, you know, how awesome is it to have that out there in all the bookstores in America?
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I mean, I will tell you, it's interesting to write a book because unless you're like John Grisham or Stephen King or somebody, somebody really famous, you put out a book because it's a labor of love. And it's something that you want to bring out to people so that they can have wisdom and knowledge in their home and you can always refer to it. Like if the internet goes out, this was one of my main plans of writing this book. I updated my dad's original book on medicinal botany and I doubled the content. But one of my main plans was I want people to be able to have a resource, like where they could have something that not only shows them the plants, what time of day you collect them, what conditions do they grow in, what are the medicinal properties, but how do you make it into a tincture? How do you make it into an herb infused oil or a skin salve or how. So there's a whole section in the back that teaches you how to do that. And to me, this is how we get through this decade of chaos that I like to kind of call it, is we empower ourselves with things from Mother Nature and keep our connection to the divine. And we take out the middle noise, right?
Beautifully put. And it's such a beautiful book. Like, it's not just super informative and easy to use, but it's such a beautiful book, and beauty is sort of I think it's almost a fundamental need that we have as humans is to see and touch beautiful things.
I
Well,
agree.
Jane, where can people find out more about your work, and where can they keep up with you and watch your videos too?
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel. It's a little tiny one compared to yours. It's this big,
It's not
but
it's not tiny, it's wonderful.
no, it is good. And I'm actually, I know that the people that are, I say that jokingly because I'm completely happy with my little YouTube channel. So Barlow Herbal, and my website is barlowherbal.com. We don't have anything with oregano. So this is something that you must go do, people. Get oregano, use it in your food, make an oil out of it, start utilizing it. Something really, really beautiful.
We're starting the cult of oregano here today with Jane Barlow. Jane, thank you so much for another beautiful episode of The Secret World of Herbs. Can't wait for the next one. Um, as always, such a pleasure, my friend.
Thanks, Sean.
An inspired tribe. Yeah. I got to let you in on a secret. I took a double shot of Jane's. She has a formula called Brain Glow, which I love, and I took a double shot, and this might contribute to my chipperness. So,
I know, but you know what? You gotta laugh. You gotta laugh at the craziness of the world. You have to have moments of laughter
oh,
because that's one of the ways we get through this, right?
when you and Christine and I are together, we have the most serious discussions, and then we just die laughing about something.
I
So
know.
that's how it's got to be. Jane,
I
Jane Barlow, thank you so much. Always a pleasure, my friend.
thank you. Have a beautiful day.
You as well, and Inspire Tribe. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love you, we appreciate you, and we will be back with you again very, very soon.